swell has started to come in. It's a little rolly, and the winds are going to get a bit stronger over the next few days. So we figured I'd better leave now while it's a bit calmer, and have a good easy ride up to Baya Honda, where we'll be really well protected from these northerlies that are about to come in. So, but yeah, Veery's still not feeling so hot, so I'm gonna take this one on myself. Get us out of here safely. Well, I got the main up, but naturally the wind changed direction, so it's coming from more behind us now. Hopefully it'll turn back around. It's more broad reach, beam reach before, but it's pretty light winds, so stop the motor. Hopefully they'll fill in a little bit at least. Just keep playing around with the sail. Scenery behind me is absolutely stunning. It's the mountains. I haven't really seen mountains for a long time, and yeah, it's interesting because like higher up they seem drier. It's the dry season, and maybe they're dry all the time, I'm not quite sure, but lower down there you can see a jungle like near the water. It's pretty cool, but yeah, definitely spectacular landscape going on behind me. Still boring motor sail. Got some current with us, so that's pretty good, going a little bit faster. The water is stunning. It's like a really pretty blue. Actually, there's lots of blues going on around me right now. It's like, yeah, it's really pretty. And then the hills, just past another boat going the other direction, doing the same with us. But I think it was another OCC boat. I have to check that out. But I thought I saw an OCC flag on their boat, so we'll try and look them up later. But yeah, we're still down below resting. There's a big fishing trawler passing me on the other side right now, so I guess some action going on. But just enjoying the scenery around me. The main's staying full, so it's not sloshing around too much. There's a strong breeze comes every now and then, so that's good. But yeah, just hanging out. Caught up on my journal. I have my log book for the boat, which I caught up on, so that's good. And just making some water now. But not much exciting going on. Alright, so I grew up on the farm. And I do love farm life, and I also love ocean life, obviously. Now I live on a sailboat. But I think I just found the perfect farm. Just on the coast here, there's a little area, it gets a little flatter. And there's a little farmhouse, and it has a bunch of banana trees around it, and it's right on the water. So you can just take your boat out, go fishing, and there's always great fish out here. I mean, we've been super lucky so far. But then they have like a perfect little farm as well. And it's, wow. That's one place I could live.
touched it. So pristine. A little dry, but it's beautiful mountainous water. It's perfect.
Woo, that was a big wave. Big rocks over there. What's the national park called? So apparently this whole time we've been sailing past a national park. It's called Cyrrent. It's pretty large. But this whole time it's just been absolutely stunning. I went for a swim. Didn't record any of it because I thought my depth sounder was going wonky and all of a sudden it was reading 20 feet when we should be in 400 feet. She's never done that before. So Riri threw me a line and I got over my fear of jumping into unknown waters and went for a swim. Because there's a lot of fishing around here and we saw a long line. We had just passed one maybe a couple miles before. And we hadn't slowed down, but I was a bit nervous that maybe something had caught on the bottom, even though that wouldn't read 20 feet, but who knows. Anyway, I took the snorkel mask and went for a swim, but there's nothing under there, so. Water was nice though. What? Oh yeah, there's a house up there, like a big house, but aren't you glad you got up?
Very glad. Beautiful scenery. Nice day. Overcast, so very comfortable.
Yeah, nice and cool. Just need a little bit more breeze. We had some good winds. Calibatic winds coming through some of the valleys that we passed earlier and got up to 8 knots. It's pretty good. And then every time we got behind a mountain I just died, so. And now, then the wind turned around and came on our nose at like 20 knots, which is very interesting. We're heading west right now. But it only lasted about an hour and then they died again. But there's nothing around to seem to cause those winds. It was just really strange. But anyway, that's the latest update. Still just motoring along. But the scenery has been very nice, for sure. If I had a better camera, instead of just my GoPro and my phone, I would try and show you guys better in detail, but hopefully the phone, you get a taste of what it looks like from the phone. But it is stunning.
Interesting.
Yeah, what was interesting?
We're eating and didn't notice a bunch of people fishing on kayaks with the support boats. Lucky we seen a black flag, which made us kind of look around and bingo, there they were, 50 feet in front of us, all these guys fishing. We were too occupied eating and we closed the front visor because it had been raining. Surprise! It was definitely an experience.
Yeah.
And now we're half mile from shore, going up the coast, and it's absolutely beautiful. There's some residences in there, huts, camps, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, this is a really good trip. It's fun.
Oh, there's a good reason to always look out ahead of you. I mean, I've been doing it, but we, sat down and was having a snack, and all of a sudden I saw a kayaker, and I was like, what? And then Riri looked up and saw a few more. Wow. And they're fishing out of the kayaks there, right out from our bow. Like, that was so close.
50 feet.
Whew. They were probably like, there's a boat coming towards us. That was insane. Alright, well, last night we decided to take a little pit stop because we were sailing through a minefield of fishing boats. I don't think I've ever sailed through so many fishing boats ever, and it was kind of insane. Like, fishing boats just kind of pick up and change course at the last second, so it's just constantly watching where they're going, and you have to keep a constant watch. You can't just relax. So anyway, Riri took the last hour after we decided, or last 2 hours after we decided just to pull over for the night, because it wasn't really fun and it's not very relaxing and it's tiring. So we pulled over in this beautiful island. I think it's called Isla Sabaco, and it's stunning around us. And it was a nice quiet rest, gentle roll, and chilly. It was quite chilly last night, so it felt very refreshing. But now we're gonna pick up anchor and just head the rest of the way to our final destination. But definitely a beautiful scenery coming around, and it's always fun. Well, it's always interesting when you sail into a place in the middle of the night. We got here at like 1:30 this morning, and it's hard to tell what's around you, because especially here, because it's so dark and there's no lights anywhere. There's a couple lights off the boats behind me, but I knew there were mooring balls in here, so I was kind of nervous about getting too close. Because again, we had the flashlight, but it's hard to see all the mooring balls, especially at nighttime. And then you wake up and you're like, oh, I'm in the middle of the bay. But yeah, definitely a very beautiful area around us, and luckily we had a good night's rest, so we're feeling more refreshed, and now we get to see the rest of the way during the daylight. Kind of near mainland here, and just kind of gonna sail up through the islands, and hopefully have a good sail, not have to motor the whole way. We'll see what it's like. It's a good breeze now, but hopefully we'll find out if it's in the right direction or not.
Nice day for a sail. Good breeze.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 to 15. Couldn't ask for more.
Indeed. Full sails out, great wind, going about 6.5 knots. We'll get there pretty quick. Right?
That's what it's all about. Nice breeze, going for a sail.
Going fast. Going, baby.
All right. A lot of wind, more than I would like, but
a little sporty, yeah?
see that. Try to make some casts.
Yeah, it's a little windier out here than it started, and well, we'll be there in a couple hours, so. But, yeah. A little bit more pressure on
It's much better. You're doing sixes, the boat's steady, not out of control. This is what it's about.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a hydraulic backstay. Crank it on a little bit, calm right down. Everything feels nice.
Going like a knife through water, right?
Exactly. The way it should be.
Yeah, this is much more enjoyable feeling. Nice calm seas and good winds. I'm still doing like 6.5 knots, maybe 7 sometimes. But very relaxing.
Very controlled.
Very controlled. Oh, we're getting back up to 8 again.
The wind's back.
The wind has been like a steady 25 knots. And I was saying to Rui, whatever the opposite of a gust is, it's like when it calms down, because it like steady 25 and it'll be like take a little lull, take a breath, and then it'll be like, okay, back to 25 again. I like it. I mean, that's a bit more relaxing now. The winds have calmed a bit, and we're still doing about 5.5 knots, 5.5. Just a couple more miles to go, and we'll turn a corner and get into the bay. But pretty nice and calm and relaxing now, so enjoying it. Panamanian entrances here. I'm wowed every time. I don't know. It's hard to explain. There's no words for it. It's stunning. We had arrived to Baya Honda, and the arrival came with a stunning entrance between giant rocks sticking out of the water covered in green vegetation. This bay was a recommended stop by friends of ours on another cal, and we weren't disappointed at all. This bay is at the top of my places in Pacific Panama to stop at if you're sailing by. No roads lead to this area, so it is only accessible by boat. The people that live here are mainly fishermen and farmers. The famous local, well, amongst the cruisers that come here, is Domingo, who is a wonderful character and always happy to see new faces. We set anchor just off his homestead, and he instantly came over to say hello with his grandson. The tranquility here, and being surrounded by mountains and jungle, just made any worries we might have had go away. A perfect place to rest and relax on our way out of Panama. Alright, so we're here in Baya Honda, and we're gonna go explore. We took a walk around the main village in the bay, which consists of a church, a little store, and a local bar. The majority of the 200 people that live in this bay actually live on this island, and everyone was very friendly. I tried to make friends with this adorable hound, but she was a bit skittish. She eventually warmed up to me, though. Join us next time after we do some trading with Domingo and set off to our last stop in Panama. Until next time, cheers!